Hi guys, welcome to another wonderful session of learning with Prepclass. My name is Tutor Olalekan Israel, your Prepclass tutor, and I am super excited to have you join me in this session. Now in today's session, we will be answering questions from the JAMB English 2019 past questions, question 36 to question 40. Remember, the purpose of this session is to help you prepare for your forthcoming JAMB examinations. Okay, without wasting much time, let's get into the business of the day. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel so you can get free access to numerous educational materials that we upload regularly. Question 36 reads, now the instruction reads, in each of the questions 36 to 40, choose the most appropriate option opposite in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. In each of the questions 36 to 40, choose the most appropriate option opposite in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. Question 36. The chairman redressed the injustice meted out by the secretary. The chairman redressed the injustice meted out by the secretary. Now, the word in italics here is redressed. So we have to select the option that is the opposite in meaning to redressed. The options we have are option A, corrected. Option B, restored. Option C, aggravated. And option D, addressed. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to redressed? Now let's take a look at the meaning of redressed. Now, to redress means to correct, to set right. The chairman redressed the injustice meted out by the secretary. The chairman corrected the injustice meted out by the secretary. So let's take a look at the meanings of the options one after the other. The first option, corrected. Corrected means to set aright. Now, this is synonymous with redressed. Remember, redressed means to correct, to set right. So, corrected is not the opposite in meaning to redressed. Restored. Restored means to bring back to the former state. Aggravated means to worsen, to increase or to heighten a situation. Aggravated means to worsen, to increase or to heighten a situation. Addressed means to deal with a situation. Now, the chairman redressed the injustice meted out by the secretary. Now, the word redressed means to correct, to set right. The injustice meted out by the secretary was not right. So, the chairman redressed it. The chairman corrected it. So, if you do not redress, you aggravate. To aggravate means to worsen, to increase. So the chairman aggravated the injustice meted out by the secretary. He worsened it. He did not correct it. Redressed means to correct. Aggravated means to worsen. To heighten the injustice meted out by the secretary. So redressed means to correct, to set right. Aggravated means to worsen, to increase or to heighten a situation. So the answer to this question is aggravated. The chairman redressed the injustice meted out by the secretary. Redressed means to correct. Aggravated means to worsen, to increase. So, moving on to the next question, question 37. The Lions of Cameroon is really an indomitable team. The Lions of Cameroon is really an indomitable team. Now, the word in italics here is indomitable. Remember, we have to select the option that means the opposite of the word in italics. So the options we have are A powerful, B, a prominent, C, a weak, D, a cowardly. So which of these options is the opposite of indomitable? Now, what does the word indomitable mean? To be indomitable means to be unconquerable, to be undefeatable. The Lions of Cameroon is really an undefeatable team, an unconquerable team. You can't conquer them, you can't win them. They are that good. They are indomitable. So to be indomitable means to be unconquerable, to be undefeatable. Now, which of the options means the opposite of indomitable? Now, powerful means to be strong. So this is somewhat synonymous with indomitable. Prominent means to be important, to be famous, to be leading. Weak means lacking strength, not good enough in ability and skill. Cowardly means to lack courage, to be faint-hearted. Now, indomitable means to be unconquerable, undefeatable. That means they are very good. They know how to play. They are very skillful. So the answer, which is the opposite of indomitable, is weak. Lacking in strength. They are not good enough in ability and skill. They don't have enough skill and ability. So they are a weak team. Indomitable means undefeatable, unconquerable. For you to be undefeatable and unconquerable, you have to be very good, very skillful. But now, the opposite of indomitable is weak, not good enough in ability and skill. So the answer to this question is option C. The Lions of Cameroon is really a weak team. Weak is the opposite of indomitable. Okay, so moving on to the next question, question 38. Remember, we had to select the option that is the opposite in meaning to the word in italics. We had to select the option that is opposite in meaning to the word in italics. Question 38 reads, the plan to merge the two local government areas has met with much apathy. The plan to merge the two local government areas has met with much apathy. Now the word in italics here is apathy. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to apathy? Now the options we have are A, hospitality, B, criticism, C, consideration, D, enthusiasm. So which of these options is the opposite in meaning to apathy? The first thing we are going to do is to define the word apathy. Now what does the word apathy mean? The word apathy means a lack of feeling, a lack of emotion or interest. So when the plan to merge the two local government areas was brought up, it was met with much lack of interest, lack of emotion, lack of feeling. People are not interested in the merging together of the two local government areas. Apathy means a lack of feeling, a lack of emotion or interest. Now, which of these options is the opposite in meaning to apathy? Now, the answer to this question is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means showing an intense and eager interest or approval. Showing an intense and eager interest or approval. So whenever anything is brought before you, you are so much interested in it that you are showing enthusiasm. It means showing an intense and eager interest or approval. Enthusiasm is synonymous with eagerness and passion. So enthusiasm means showing an intense and eager interest or approval. The word apathy means a lack of feeling, emotion or interest. So the opposite of apathy is enthusiasm. Apathy means a lack of interest. Enthusiasm means having intense interest. So the answer to this question is enthusiasm. The plan to merge the two local government areas has met with much apathy. The plan to merge the two local government areas has met with much enthusiasm. Moving on to the next question, question 39. Now, question 39 reads, mutual love is what Kabi and Musa have in common and nothing else. Mutual love is what Kabi and Musa have in common and nothing else. Remember, we have to select the word that is opposite in meaning to the word in italics. Now, the word in italics here is mutual. So, which of these options is the opposite in meaning to mutual? The first option, option A, is insincere. Option B is one-sided. Option C is unhappy. And option D is disrespectful. So, which of these options is opposite in meaning to mutual? First, let us determine the meaning of the word mutual. Now, the word mutual means to be shared. The word mutual means to be shared. So, a feeling or emotion shared by two or more people. So, Kabi loves Musa. Musa loves Kabi. So, it's a mutual love. It's a shared love. Mutual love, as implied in the sentence, means that the love between Kabi and Musa is shared. It is reciprocated. It's not that one person is loving the other while the second person is not loving the other. It is a mutual love. It is a shared love. So the answer to this question is one-sided. When the love or feeling is not mutual, it is one-sided. Remember, mutual means to be shared. It exists between both parties. It is reciprocated. If I am showing you love, you are showing me love back. So it is mutual. We have mutual love for ourselves. But if it's one-sided, it means I'm showing you love and you're not showing me love, or you're showing me love and I am not showing you love. So that is the answer to this question. Mutual, one-sided. So the opposite in meaning to mutual is one-sided. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Question 40. Question 40. Always strive to get what is legitimate. Always strive to get what is legitimate. Remember, we have to select the option that is opposite in meaning to the word in italics. The word in italics in this sentence is legitimate. So which of the options is the opposite in meaning to legitimate? Option A, illicit. Option B, legal. Option C, good. And option D, improved. Now, the first thing to do is to define the word legitimate. The word legitimate means to be legal, to be acceptable and reasonable. So always strive to get what is acceptable, what is legal, what is reasonable, what is acceptable in the community, in the society you find yourself. Not involving yourself in fraud, not involving yourself in crime. Always make sure that whatever you are getting is gotten through a legal process, through an acceptable process, through a reasonable process, through a legitimate process. Now, the answer to this question is illicit. Illicit means to be unacceptable, to be illegal. So always strive to get what is legitimate, something that is acceptable, something that is reasonable, something that is legal. Illicit means to be unacceptable, to be illegal. So involving yourself in illicit things means you are doing unacceptable things, illegal things. So the opposite of legitimate is illicit. Remember, illicit means to be unacceptable, to be illegal. Legitimate means to be legal and acceptable, also reasonable. So the opposite of legitimate is illicit. Right, with that we've come to the end of this wonderful session. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the like button. Also, share this content with your friends and loved ones. Do not forget to drop your questions in the comment section. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.